There's still a limited amount of feeding spots, not only for the pathogens, but also there's insects that are competing for those same nutrient sources on our soybean plants. 2 years ago, myself and the entomologist here at the University of Illinois decided to develop this project to focus both on the insect pests, but also the pathogens that cause problems in the stems of soybeans here in Illinois. Stem diseases are a big collection of organisms, some that are important very early in the season and some that are important mid-season, and then some don't make their appearance known until very late in the season.
I'm working on the insect piece of that. And in particular, I'm looking at an insect called the dectes stem borer that burrows into soybean stems. And we're doing a survey throughout the state of Illinois, but especially in southern Illinois where this insect is more of an established problem.
So far, what we've learned is there are some pathogens that pod and stem blight and anthracnose that we have found in 100% of the fields that have been surveyed. We're also dealing with some emerging threats like red crown rot, and so we have picked that up in the survey as well.
So far what we've found is that dectes stem borer, really the area of Illinois where it's a problem, is pretty tightly related to where we have a lot of no-till down in south central Illinois. So where we get that topography, we get that erosion, we get no-till soybeans over a fairly wide area. That's where our populations of this insect are the highest.
One of the most important aspects for the producers to manage these stem diseases, as I said, there can be a whole list of them, at least 10 in the state of Illinois that are important today. And it all starts with variety selection in the fall. So the companies do a pretty good job in their seed catalog showing which ones have resistance to things like Phytophthora root rot, stem-canker, brown stem rot. Those are some very important pathogens that wreak havoc each and every year. So if you start with host resistance, you start minimizing some of the effects of some of the ones that are pretty prevalent. The other aspect of that is certain seed treatments do a very good job against a lot of these stem pathogens. And then there's another set that really respond better to foliar fungicides. So that would be in that growth stage R3. So really stem diseases require like the entirety of the season to be planning your management approach to them, starting in the fall when you're selecting the seed for next year and going up into maybe even to late July and August when you might be considering to spray a foliar fungicide.
Really important for farmers to remember that the key obstacle here is when those plants fall over, when you have that lodging. So if you identify a field that has been heavily infested with stem borer, if you can get those beans out of the field early, you can prevent that lodging. And in my mind, when we start getting above like 40–50% of stems infested, that's a field that you should potentially be on the lookout for come harvest time.
Illinois Soy Advisor is an excellent resource that shows not only the updates for this project, but also all of the funded research for the Illinois Soybean Association.